What's up YouTube? Kristopher Vogt here, doing an update on my mangrove and filtration, water changes and what I've done. So the first thing I did was drain 5 gallons, add 5 gallons, drain 5 gallons, add 5 gallons. Then when I had the 15 gallons laid out in the 5-gallon buckets, I cleaned 1 5-gallon with a sponge filter, clean those with tank water. So I got that done. That was the first thing I did. And the second thing I did, I'd plug each filter at one time, turn one off at a time. And got all my maxi jets at the surface. These pump 500 gallons an hour. Marrenland maxi jet 400, 500 gallon circulation mode. Got a couple of these in my aquariums. We're gonna take a tour though. We'll see everything. So we'll start at the left because I'm a lefty. Okay. So we got some mangrove shooting his leaves. Couple of them, some are brand new. I have a batch from 3 months old to 2 months old and a couple days old. So that's the word on the mangrove. I've had the Lucky Bamboo for about 5 months. It's doing excellent, grown a lot since I've had it. So when the water is coming through the system of the hang-on back filter, it hits the biomat marrenland padding. There's 3 of those, and then it hits deep blue sea professional super polyfiber micro catcher organics, all that. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mangrove in this 55-75 quiet flow. And then, okay, so there's 3 padding of, I just washed my hands, of the polyfiber. So 3 padding in those, and it fits in the bio holster. And then once it leaves there, it hits another 2 polyfiber. And then on the right, I didn't clean the right because I wanted this to fill up and then move that water to over here so it gets a lot, so that pad gets used. That's the whole point why I put 3, so it gets clogged up and then it goes to over there. So it's a little food chain. What I've done with the Aqua Clear 30, I cleaned that one. I cleaned all the padding. It's not that much padding. 4 padding, cut the size. And I stuck 2 polyfiber in the front, a little mangrove in there. And this is the Pang 150 or 280, one or the other. It's flowing excellent. Cleaned that one too. So there's 5 padding of marrenland cut to size, and then there's 2 padding of polyfiber, and then there's 2 padding of polyfiber, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red mangroves. Oops, sorry. And then we're at the same thing at this quiet flow, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. red mangrove. Set up the same way on the aquariums. All the aquariums are the same. I didn't clean any of the right side of the quiet flows, but I did clean the all clear 110s, and I only cleaned half of the Emperor 400, but we'll get there when we get there. I haven't dosed for plant food. I haven't dosed that in about a week. I'm gonna dose after I feed today. We got the basics. We've got, first thing I dose is Excel, which is CO2 injection, and then second thing I dose is iron, and then third thing I dose is potassium, and the fourth thing I dose is flourish, and that's micro elements. Plants seem to dig that. It makes them grow crazy. So this is my 55 albino tank. He's getting bigger, as you can see. I'm power feeding him. Nurturing, that's what you call when you feed a flower horn like that. And then once all the maintenance was done, so the filters are clean. Well, they're not clean, they still have bacteria on it. But I clean the sponges, the filters, and that's about it. And then I'm sorry guys. So I did that, then I added Easy Balance. I use Easy Balance in my tap water. I use it with Prime and aquarium salt and API stress coat. That's down there. But I added 2 caps of Easy Balance. I put most of a cap in here and a little bit in here, and most of the cap in over there and a little bit in here. And then I dosed about 2 caps of Prime extra, and just to neutralize. Put one on this side. Actually, both on this side, right in the fan. And when I pour the water and I put it right on the fan so it mixes everything even better. And I mix my water conditioner up in a 5-gallon bucket with a spoon. Alright, I don't know how long my camera is going to last, so let's get moving. Didn't charge it. So this is a very cool glimpse of the tank with the sunlight hitting it from the top. So it's creating lots of green algae, which isn't good, but what am I going to do? I got to get a blind. But it's not coming from the back, it's coming from the top of the aquarium. So just full of life. On Freddy's tank, like I said, 15 gallons. On this aquarium, because it's heavily stocked, I did 25 gallons. I did a partial water change. Usually I do 10 gallons extra on every aquarium, but of what I do extra. I'm going to be moving the queen to a 55 once we get it all set up. Clean these sponge filters. I cleaned that one in 5 gallon, 5 gallon, 5 gallon, all in separate, so they would get pretty clean. They're pretty black, dirty. I haven't cleaned them in about 4 or 5 months. Bam! Canister filter, Sun 304B. Zebra cichlids, convicts, Kenyai, zebras. 2 MaxiJet marrenland 400s on 500 gallon circulation mode, 1,000 gallons an hour and all. And then we have 2 AquaClear 110s. And how we set up this filter media is we have geometric rings at the bottom. And then we'll start with the front. We have 2 padding, small pieces that are cut into squares at long length of an AquaClear 110. And then we have 2 more padding, one on the same layer as the other one, and then one underneath everything, but not on the bottom. We have one marrenland cut to size on the bottom, and then we have polyfiber, and then we have 3 marrenland. So I think there's 4 or 5 padding in there, a biomat in each one of these aqua clears, and then there's 4 padding of polyfiber in each aqua clear. So there's 8 polyfiber, and there's about 10 marrenland cut to size. Plus there's symmetric rings in there. So Mangrove's doing good. I got a new shipment that came in, and it was local. Person contacted me, sent me an email, and they said, can we meet you somewhere? And we did, and the mangroves were a hell of a lot healthier because they were Florida raised. Thinking aquaponics. That's what I'm doing now. You can just see what I'm doing here. Polyfiber in the front so it collects all the particles. The first month I had 2 padding. The second month I added another padding. The third month, which is this month of August, I put polyfiber, which you can see is coming out crystal clear, and it's perfectly safe. It's not going to overflow or anything because they do have safety drainage on the Clear 110. On Freddy's tank, the albino, that's 8000 T8K bulbs. I grow the mangroves with it. It grows pretty good. Got some leaves over here, 1 leaf, got another pair coming up. The heaters don't work on this tank, they keep resetting because I gotta switch around some things like the intake to the middle of the canister filter and the spray bar to the sides, so there's not as much aeration with the heaters on the sides, so that makes a big difference. But I keep the house stays on like 76 to 78 during the day pretty much, so they're perfectly fine. And more mangrove. There's 35 mangrove. I counted it in a video that I did the other night. I counted on my remember. So there's 35 of them. There's 9 lucky bamboo. There's 4 over here and 5 over here. That's my big one right here. Full of life. You can just feel the filter running through them. So there's these are live rocks, fieldstone coral rock, pure coral, fieldstone live. Got it from a local rockery. And the plants really drain a lot of minerals from the rocks. We're gonna head to the Red Devil tank. Let me see how much minutes I got. 31 minutes. Oh. 14 minutes I think we did. Alright, so we have 3 seaweed salads, San Francisco Bay. They love that, the African cichlids and South Americans and flowerhorn, and not so much the red devil, he's more meativore. So I feed that to them, the seaweed salad, and then I feed Aquamaster to everybody. Just got a new shipment of medium pellet, and Frentosa ate every piece, real happy for him. But everybody loves the medium pellet more better than the small pellet, so that's good. Then we have 2 King Curly, remain 1. We got 2 of those. And then we have small pellet of small Aquamaster. We have 1.5 of Zoom Ed 20. We have 1.5 of San Francisco Bay Mysis shrimp. We have, that's about it. I think that's about it. We have some Ken's Premium Spirulina. Don't feed that to him much. Haven't fed him to him months. About 3 months. And What else? Flower horn food. I don't feed that to him anymore. I feed him Aquamaster. Gets the job done. So this is interesting. The Emperor 400 and the Aqueon, same thing as I did for the other aquarium. Red Devil, don't take a shipwreck. We'll start with the left because I'm a lefty like always. Not leaking. Okay, so we're at the Aqueon 5575 quiet flow. Got a lot of red mangrove in there. Got 5 lucky bamboo growing outstanding. Got some mangrove, red mangrove with some leaves. This filter is set up the same way as all the Aqueons that you saw in Freddy's tank. Same way. I didn't clean the other side. So we got that right. And then for this, I tried to not to disturb as many mangroves, but I put them in there pretty good, better than any other time. So what we did is we left the back padding so it has all that natural bacteria, and then we put 2 padding of marrenland cut to size, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, bioholster, marrenland cut to size on the back. So there's 6 padding biomat marrenland, and there's 2 padding in the sleeves where the other filter cartridge goes. There's no cartridge. Okay, so there's 2 there and there's 2 there, then there's 2 on the outside of, I'll show you. And I think they're flowing extraordinarily better because they have more water flow. So that's how I set it up. So there's 2 there and 2 there. 2 there, 2 there. And it's pretty easy to clean. They get pretty stocked up pretty fast. So he's got a Cascade 100 or something like that. Works. He's on 84 right now. Marrenland Maxi Jet. He's got Coral Rock Pure. He's got Aragonite, Crushed Coral, White Tetra Sand, Fieldstone, Sponge Filter. I cleaned that. And that does it. Does it for the Red Devil. Turn this light off. Going out to the garage. Leave this fan on, guys. I don't want to get hot. It's not that bad. It's morning. I'll stay away from the fan. Stay away from the fan. And what I did was on the left of the Aqueon, as I put the most root in mangrove, because that's the easiest way to stick it back in there and take it out. So there's 2 red mangrove on the left. We'll start at the left. That's the Tetra Blue Light. New mangrove in the front, pretty big. That's new shipment. Couple of leaves coming out of some red mangrove. Man, all you saltwater aquarists, get your hands on some propagills. It'll save your life for nitrate and phosphates and nitrite, ammonia, all that jazz. Same thing, what I said for Freddy, like for Prime and Easy Balance. I use it as recommended, the Easy Balance in the 5-gallon bucket. Same with the aquarium salt. And I think if I use aquarium salt for these mangroves and these systems, that I'll grow air roots because there's salt from the ocean. So they got the same effect. They were growing extraordinary roots. I could have shot pictures or something, but I didn't want to waste time. I started my maintenance around 8:30, 9 p.m. and I finished around 4:15 a.m. That's 6 tanks. Filters, sponges. She doesn't have sponges, or he. Hybrid queen mixed with Red Devil flower horn. But pure coral slab, that's a big piece. It was $9.75 per square foot dollars, so I got a good deal. It was 3 pieces for like 17 bucks, small, medium, large. Got one in the Frentosa, got one in the Red Devil, and one in the Queen. And then on the other tanks I have coral rock, same thing, but that's a slab piece. That's big. Creates a lot of minerals, elements. She's ragonite, crushed coral, and black sand, black pebbles. Yeah, she has a maize brain sponge crustacean plaster piece, plastic pirate ship. She goes in both. She flips her tail right here. It's fucking tripping me out. Break shit. I hope not. Bought a marrenland 36 or 38 inch. I'm not sure. Look at this cat, guys. When we moved to this house, this cat came straight up to us. And look, it's in the lawnmower on the catcher. He loves it. It's like a hammock. Fucking sick. We'll do the Frentosa last, like always. So I set these up high tech. Very high tech. They work absolutely outstanding. See how the water's movements going to the right to the other pad. That's good. So you have a gigantic mangrove on the right. I'll show you it. But got some leaves. 3 of them. 3 mangroves with 3 leaves, or 3 pairs of leaves. Got another one in the back. Another one in the back, another one in the front, big one. It's rooted into the bioholster. Rip that apart when I have to, but not right now. We got some new guys. Who knows, we could get another shipment. That's crazy. Just make sure nothing's leaking. Everything's dry. It shouldn't leak. Everything's clean on the left, so everything flows fragilely. Look at that. Big mangrove. That is a big leaf stem. That's awesome. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we got 4 lucky bamboo over here and 4 lucky bamboo over here. And we got 1 germinating lucky bamboo. I was a little sketched out, you know, with doing the maintenance without sweating. One thing, I didn't want the sweat to get in the water, which I tried my best. Second thing, these guys are on, these tanks out in the garage are switches, so if they get wet, they go zoom. They haven't done that since I moved in. When I was moving fish, putting rocks in, all that jazz. Frentosa's hungry, but they can't eat Aquamaster for a 24-hour period because the water has to settle. The new water. He's doing good. We're gonna do a look at his tank. He's doing good. And I'll explain about the polyfiber, how much I use too. I should have added up all the biomat marine. Actually, the biomat marrenland, I used about 7. The first time I set them up with double, that does about 13 filters with 2 padding for 7. And then if you want to add a 3rd padding for 13 filters, you gotta put in like 4 padding. And then for polyfiber, I started with 1 padding for the front base, just 2 padding, cut the size, and then let's see how much time we got. 18 minutes, we're good. So that was 1 padding. I was really surprised how big it was. I think it was 30 by 18 or 18 by 30, one or the other. And then I used about 4 of them, so I used 1, and then 3 more polyfiber, deep blue marine, freshwater marine water, saltwater tanks, freshwater, blah blah blah. Anyways, so I used I use like 3.5, because I still have a little bit that I have left. I would have made it if I would have done both sides, but I didn't want to do both sides because I want that to clog up, and then the other plants get the nutrients as well. But it's pretty cool how I did it, I think. So we cleaned this sponge filter. It was pretty mucked up. Gotta dose plant food. I got low potassium, iron, whatever. We gotta figure it out. Johanna is being a bitch. Sorry for my cussing. You know how joint eyes are. Okay, so we're at the Frontosa. Let me just do a walkthrough real quick, what I did. So, I did 15 gallons in Freddy's tank, the albino. And 5 of that gallons was top off. So basically I did a 10% or 10 gallon water change, 5 gallon top off. Then I did the 75, I did 25 gallons, which about 23 gallons were, or 2 gallons were top off and 23 were water change. For the Red Devil, I drained probably half a bucket and then I added 15 gallons. So I only drained about 13 water change. For the Queen, I did 20 gallons, and her tank pretty stays topped off because she has tops. Everybody has tops except the Frontosa, but he has coral lives, so it's all good. Anyways, he's hungry. So I did 20 on the Queen, I did 30 on the 90, and I did 20 on the Frontosa. Cleaned his sponge, took some debris out, cleaned his left side like all the other ones. I pretty much set them up all the same. So if one has a default, they're all going to have a default. So it's flowing perfect right now. It's nice and clean on the left and dirty on the right. So it's good. Also added Easy Balance to the filters for a booster of bacteria, for vitamins and minerals, for the water columns, and KH and pH, and wasn't a whole bunch of water changes percent wise. I did. I probably I did a minimum, not a minimum, but a partial water change for these tanks. That's what I'm doing now. I don't like doing big water changes because it's a lot on me and it's a lot on the fish. So to keep it small, and the algae blooms have been dying off. There's a little algae on the glass, but that's just from the 10,000K bulb. But Frontosa's got a cold. I'm getting it away though. I'm feeding him real good. He's got some snails in there. Snails. I'm not worried about these overflowing through the front because there's no top, so there's no glass for it to hit. We have no problem there. And these have 14 Lucky Bamboo. I think there's 8 on this side and 7 on this side. Blowing with the fan. Keeping. And what I do is I probably keep the light on to a minimum of 4 or 5 hours. And then I turn the lights on the plants and I grow the plants for a minimum of 12 hours or 8 hours. So that everybody gets their light. Alright guys, hope you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. Sorry I haven't been uploading videos. All I have is an Android. We haven't had internet, so as soon as, maybe when I go to my sister's or something, she has internet, so we'll go over there and upload this video. So hope you guys see this video, and peace.